Oh boy. Don't worry, I'm gonna edit some fades and post for our royalty free. Thanks, bensound.com.
The real gem.
Yeah, these are good. These are hidden gems. All right, let the podcast begin. I don't know. Do we do introductions? I don't know. Are we going to
Uh,
have code names?
Code name.
I don't know if you want your actual name on the podcast.
Well, I don't care if it's my first name.
All right. Well, this is Tina.
Well,
Well,
this
no.
is Tina.
Yeah, you're Tina.
Yeah.
I'm Tony. We don't have a name for it. I don't know.
Open to suggestion.
We'll come up with all that. Well, thanks for coming to my humble abode. What would you like to talk about, Tina?
I think what's most relevant is Johnny Depp and his crazy cunt wife, ex-wife.
So we're not keeping it PG then.
Oh no, I
Okay.
could never.
I didn't know if we wanted to target this to children or.
No.
Okay.
No.
Yeah, the Johnny Depp thing. Well, it isn't his fault, but what a fall from grace.
Well, let me just preface by saying I couldn't give two shits about celebrities.
No, they're
But
all monsters.
It's all bad. But what interests me is the toxic femininity bullshit that you see.
Well, I actually just had this conversation. So, and I want to preface this for anybody that listens. I'm a moron. I am not an expert in any field, and I really don't pay attention. So this is all fleeting news bites that I've heard. But this is like 2016, right? Like this all started
Oh, a while ago,
a
yeah.
while ago. And her big editorial piece was part of that Me Too movement, right?
Yeah.
Like that was all.
Believe all women.
Yeah, of course.
Hashtag believe all women.
Yeah. And I mean, I don't want to take away from women who actually come out against monsters, but this was like at the height of that, and she used it and piggybacked onto that Me Too. And she's a psychopath.
Oh, she's insane.
Hey, this is a big win for men.
Well,
One of the few.
here, I want to ask you this because, I'm a woman and, obviously.
So you identify as a woman.
I have a vagina.
Okay.
Um,
I hope this doesn't rattle.
I can't hear anything.
Pro tip, Hershey syrup in
What?
black coffee.
Oh, yeah. A mocha?
Yeah, it's like a mocha latte.
Indeed.
So, anyway, continue. You're a woman. You have a
Yeah,
vagina.
I'm a woman. I have a vagina.
My toilet can speak to that.
Let's not give away secrets here.
Hey, I have a very terrible water pressure in there, so let's keep that in mind.
Yeah.
So go on. You're a woman.
I obviously don't know what it's like to have a dick and what it feels like to have sex with a woman, right? But I can't imagine there's any vagina in this world that's worth the kind of headache that Amber Heard is.
No woman is. From the outside.
I mean, I don't care how hot a woman is or how successful or how rich. When you're that there's no amount. I don't know. No vagina to me could possibly be that great that you stick around with that fucking crazo.
Yeah, but I don't even think it's that. I mean, this is Johnny Depp. He could fuck anybody still, even though he's looking pretty rough. But he's like 58, which is 30 something years of cocaine abuse, and
Yeah, I mean,
but he could
he looks okay.
he
He's
could
fine.
fuck anybody. He's
Yeah, I'm just saying. I'm not necessarily talking about Johnny Depp. I'm just saying in general. There's no. She is so batshit crazy that because there's a lot of people who find her like really hot. I don't. I can go to a mall anywhere in America and find another woman prettier than her. Like
sure.
I don't find her to be gorgeous or anything, but
I don't find her particularly good at anything.
yeah, she's a
Acting,
horrible actress.
she's not
She
good
clearly,
looking.
you know, doesn't really have much of a personality outside being crazy. But there's just no, I don't understand how these women can even snag some of these men. They have to be lying in the beginning. They have to know they're crazy on the inside.
Well,
And
are we talking outside of celebrities?
yeah, like just in general.
Well, I think they operate in a totally different dimension. I don't think I think it's they're all monsters. It's a circle jerk of monsters. And let's get something straight. Johnny Depp is no saint.
But yeah, I'm not saying he's like a perfect human being.
But if we're talking outside of celebrities, that's a different story. But inside this particular case, he was abused by his mother, and his coping mechanism was running away. And
We're gonna Dr. Phil it now,
she,
huh?
well, she filled that role, and she did it well. That's probably the toxicity was familiar to him, and that's why he stuck around for poop in the bed and getting his finger cut off.
What I'm saying is though, if she were like totally nuts on date 1, it wouldn't last, right? So obviously I think she had to have faked something, right? To be like, "Oh, I'm so loving and blah blah blah," and then kind of turn. Because they even with men, you hear about abusive relationships where men are the abuser, and at first they're like Prince Charming, and then all of a sudden 6 months into it, they're smacking the shit out of you. You know what I'm saying? I think that's the same for women.
Yeah, I agree. Well, I think it starts. You, I think as an abuse, and I don't know, but I think if you are the abuser, you push, the envelope a couple times, see what you can get away with, until you fall on that. All right, you know, my steak was overdone, so she'll take a pop to the mouth, and all right, that's our baseline. So sure, I think abusers for the first 6 7 months, I think little bits come out at a time until it turns into a full-blown abusive relationship. But I think celebrities are different. I think sometimes we try to put us plebeians on the same level. I think we are emotionally sometimes, but a lot of these fucking relationships are shams from the beginning.
Yeah, I think a lot of them are set up, but especially the beards that goes on. You know,
Sure. Will
uh,
Smith? You think Will
yeah.
Smith doesn't
Speaking of abuse,
fuck dudes in the
another
ass?
crazy bitch. Another crazy bitch, his wife.
But they're both crazy.
Oh, I'm when I say a female's crazy, obviously it goes without saying that yes, I am aware that they're both not great people. But the only thing that's I care about this whole case is the fact that it brings to light the fact that men do get abused, and it's harder for men to deal with it because of the stigma, and nobody wants is going to believe you because you're a big strong man going against a woman, and you know, and the whole believe all women nonsense.
Yeah, everybody wants to tout gender equality until a woman punches a man in the face.
Yeah, it's true
And
though.
then it's,
It's true. I
well,
don't, you have sons. I have sons. So I I look at it as, man, God, I hope they never fuck with crazy. You
well,
know what I mean?
I mean, I mean,
I mean, your life could be ruined over a fucking lie.
sure.
You know,
Nowadays,
it's not to say that there isn't real rape and like, yes, there is,
I
but
love fake rape.
well, yeah.
It's my favorite kind of rape.
Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I know
There's
what you're
there's a
saying.
there's a yes, obviously it really does happen, and there are disgusting human beings out there. But there are people who lie, and know, the courts are more apt to believe the woman than a man. You know,
Well,
it's definitely not
until
fair.
this case is over. This is a landmark case for men.
I think it's. I think if he wins, I think it's great.
He's
But
he's going to win.
I'm not like invested in it or anything. I'm not like some of these people who watch like the court TV all day to see what's going on. I don't keep up with it. I just thought it was an interesting.
Wait,
Um,
you mean you don't keep up with? He lived with those dogs.
Delivery.
It's a
What?
circus. I haven't been this excited since OJ. And I haven't been keeping that much track of it. I've watched a few live streams and clips, but every time I watch it, something new makes me happy.
Wasn't she Amber Heard? Wasn't she because I only saw a headline. I didn't actually read the article that she was selling videos or something to TMZ,
I, I don't know. I wouldn't
like
put it
courtroom video,
past
like something.
maybe hidden video or
I don't. I can't. Are you
well,
looking it up or
yeah, I'll look it up.
you'll be the Jamie of
She
the day.
was heard caught. Oh, I'm sorry. Her name's Amber Heard.
Hmm.
Caught. She was caught selling videos to TMZ.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting.
What a cunt bag.
Well, she's you know got a
She's
$50 million lawsuit she's got to pay for.
well. She's doing that narcissistic thing where you try. The narcissist tries so hard to discredit and get as many people on their side as possible. Like that's what she's trying to build a case for herself because I think she knows she done fucked up.
Yeah, of course. But there's always
the fecal delivery.
I mean,
Need a shirt that says that.
dude, it's the greatest line ever spoken in a courtroom. Fecal delivery. It's like when you're in class and you're writing a report and you're trying to sound
Smarter,
You know,
yeah.
like
You
you're
whip out
trying
your
to use
thesaurus and you just pick any
right.
synonym.
You're trying. You're, like, I I I know inside he just wants to say shit the bed, but he can't because it's a courtroom. And you want to be taken seriously.
Yeah.
Captain Jack wants to be taken seriously. And he uses the term fecal delivery. It's amazing.
It,
I love it.
it is a good line.
Are you having restless nights?
Watery stools.
Do you have trouble making it to the bathroom for your fecal delivery? Try Depilax. Anyway, I can't wait to load up a soundboard with all this. It's gonna be great.
May cause blindness,
Wait.
vomiting.
May cause blindness.
Vomiting.
A $3 million a month wine habit.
But you'll get back to being you.
Why is the rum gone? All right. I'm gonna
That
keep that. Thanks, Ben Sound, for your royalty-free music. You know, I don't have a counter on here on when we start. Oh, yes, I do. Okay. I don't use OBS very often. So yeah, it's a circus. I love it. They're all monsters. You know, I'm wondering if they're gonna have other celebrity testimony.
I thought they did already. I thought there were some.
I
Wasn't
may-
James Franco supposed to testify?
Well, that's what I haven't seen it. You'd think that'd be plastered everywhere. But I know, yeah, James Franco had a affair or relationship with her, but
He's
who
another
hasn't he
slob.
fucked?
He's a slob.
Yeah, he's disgusting. He's a monster.
I think it's a prerequisite. You can't be in Hollywood unless you're a total pig.
Okay. So, I agree. And I don't want to sound like I'm, playing devil's advocate, but a lot of these celebrities were celebrities in their teens. Like, could you imagine? Just imagine your life graduating high school and getting $100 million. And then living that life for the almost majority of your life. That's great. All of these people are stunted 18-year-olds,
They are.
basically.
But you know what? Part of that is their fucking parents. If you have good parents and people to guide you and keep your life relatively normal and do right by you and don't steal all of your money and don't pimp you out, you gotta tug on Harvey Weinstein if you want that part, Sally.
I would have.
It's
I would have sucked Dan Schneider's feet to get a role on iCarly and Nickelodeon. Like, are you kidding me?
oh my god, no.
Hey, sometimes you got to do what needs to be done. But
yeah, they don't have proper
No.
guidance.
No, the parents are just as big of monsters as
Yeah.
the children.
So to me it's like it's a prerequisite to, I don't know, be a total slob. And even the ones where I think like are cool and good people, like Chris Pratt. Like, he always seems like normal, cool, Christian, charitable, nice guy. But then in the back of my mind, I'm like, what kind of skeletons does Chris Pratt have in his closet,
Yeah, I don't think anybody wears a white hat in Hollywood. I mean, even the nicest of the nice.
There's
There's always something.
well, there's like no
like
sincerity.
a racist tweet in there. Or...
There's something. They've done something.
Yeah, nobody breaks it into Hollywood anymore and becomes a mega movie star without sucking a few cocks. Like, or,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
Or at least
forcing someone
at
to suck
least
your
sitting
cock.
in a room while someone jizzes in a plant. Like at least that.
Those people get off easy.
Yeah.
If anybody hears this that is like a mega movie star, I will watch you jerk off into as many plants. I'll eat the plant after. Just give me a roll. Give me.
Gross.
Doesn't even have to be speaking. It's just like put me in the background of like Star Wars 12, and I'm happy. But yeah, I think it's a prerequisite. I think nowadays Hollywood. See, Hollywood's the same Hollywood it's always been. It's just the things that were acceptable, for better or worse, mostly worse, the things that were acceptable 50 years ago, you know, ask, well, she's dead, but ask Elizabeth Taylor what she had to do to,
Well, I'm
Shirley Temple,
Marilyn
Judy
Monroe
Garland,
was
Marilyn
passed
Monroe.
around.
Oh
Yeah.
my God, Marilyn, poor Marilyn. Poor
I mean,
Marilyn.
she was passed around too. That's why all these people have, they all become addicts or criminals or
Yeah.
um
There you go. It was a little too close.
Anthony's adjusting the mics.
Well, the reason it goes in and out is because I have a noise gate, which suppresses noise, like the fan above you and that fucking noisy fridge.
Mm-hmm.
But
Got it.
it'll also cut your voice off
Yeah.
if you're not loud enough. Go ahead.
I forgot what I was saying.
Well,
It's not important.
50 years ago, they were all passed around like
Yeah.
beautiful cuts of beef.
It's all the same. Nothing's changed. It's just now
You can't get away
you
with
can't get away with it. There's social media, and you do one thing that someone doesn't like, it's blasted for the whole world to see.
So what you're saying is that social media is the downfall of mankind.
Well, this is a perfect segue
It is.
because speaking of social media and celebrities, Elon Musk, who
Our Lord and Savior.
I don't fucking understand the fascination with this man.
I'll explain it to you if you'd like.
Anything he's ever done or created, he purchased from someone else.
That's okay.
So he did not create PayPal.
No.
He bought it from someone. He didn't
Yeah.
even create Tesla. He bought it from someone.
Okay.
So this, and he comes from money too. Wasn't his dad like an emerald miner or
They
some
all
shit?
come from money.
I'm sure he's like some lizard bloodline or some shit.
That's
or
okay. Again, all hail.
I just. Why is everyone blowing this guy?
I'll tell you why. Because in this world, nobody creates anymore. Nobody does anything that benefits people anymore. I'm not saying he doesn't have his own self-interests, monetarily, but... And even though a lot of the things you mentioned, yes, he may have purchased, he didn't start it, but he took it to where it is, which takes a lot of financial business.
All it takes is money.
Yeah, but if you gave me $50 billion,
You hire the smart people to be around
But
you to help you with things.
I agree, but he's one of those smart people. He's not just some guy on a board that lets everybody else make the decisions. He is one of the smart people. he is one of the driving. So I'm okay with it, as long as he's just not the guy in the boardroom making all the money. Like Steve Jobs is in my opinion, the antithesis of Elon Musk, because Steve Jobs, while he was very smart, he was no Wozniak, but he wasn't fucking he didn't do anything with Apple. Most CEOs don't do anything but stand up on the podium and take the credit for everything. Elon Musk is intelligent, does know what he's doing, and he's like, okay, you win $300 million, right? Not now though. Let's say when you're 12. You know, the first thing, man, if I had 300 million, I'd buy every baseball team, and you'd have the most idiotic ideas of grandeur. Like, oh, I'd buy an airline, and blah, blah, blah. I don't know, I'd buy an island and build 50 houses. That's Elon Musk. He's got the money. Fuck it. Let's, Twitter is a cesspool of garbage.
Yeah, it's always been.
But the ideas, like free speech and, the spreading of information, getting as much information out to as many people as possible, since no one can trust news media, right?
Well, you can't trust a tweet either.
No. You still needed to do your own fact checking, but Twitter has the potential, under the right leadership of Elon Musk, I believe, to return back to what it could be. Free speech, zero cancel culture, news as fast as you can get it from whatever reputable sources you want, and people aren't getting shadow banned for having to...
I got banned.
Right. Well, there's a difference between a shadow ban and a ban.
I got banned.
Right.
Yeah.
Which, again, I don't think people shouldn't be banned depending on the situation, but to shadow ban, to suppress the information based on a bias of a board of directors, that's crazy.
Well, that shouldn't be allowed that shouldn't be allowed at Facebook. That shouldn't be allowed on any platform.
He should buy Facebook.
I mean, I will never put all of my faith in any person, especially billionaires, because there's always an ulterior motive.
Money.
It's Elon Musk, like, buries bad reviews of his cars and shit. But he's gonna all of a sudden bring rule back to Twitter. I don't know. I'll believe it when I see it.
I think the potential is there for Twitter as a private company to be run the way it should be. I don't know how he's gonna. It could be a dumpster fire, which is fine too.
We got rid of like cable and stuff, and I don't really watch very much TV. But for shits and gigs, when he bought Twitter, I went on and I was checking like the headlines of local news. Everything is about Twitter and Elon Musk. Like, it's everywhere. That also I find to be bizarre. That it's literally everywhere 24 hours a day since it happened. Yet there's been no mention, or very little mentioned, about all of these food plants and places that have blown up.
Yeah, we don't want to hear that.
I mean, like, which is going to add to the food shortage.
Mm-hmm. What food shortage?
Yeah, it's well, you're a conspiracy theorist if you think that, didn't you know? Um, but I always find it fishy when these stupid bullshit stories that should get all of 5 seconds in the media somehow become all that's on all day long.
I I mean, I think it should get more than that, but you have to understand the entities that are doing the reporting are the ones that are going to be directly impacted because it if all of these media outlets, you know, are going to be what's the word I'm like on equal playing field with each other, they don't want that. CNN doesn't want that. Fox News doesn't want that.
Did you see CNN Plus made it all of what?
Tanked.
How many days? Was it like 10
I
days or
don't
some
know.
shit? Or $300 million for it's
For
like
what?
Well,
An app that gives me 24-hour news coverage that the station is giving?
it was
Like,
so
it's
stupid.
I don't I understand why cable service not cable service providers, but stations, they all need their own app, you know. Cuz people I don't have cable. I haven't had
Well,
cable in
yeah,
years.
a lot of people watch things on their phone now or on their iPads, and
TVs,
you know,
PlayStations.
it's
I all I can say is if anybody comes out with a 24-hour app, it should be World Star. Show me bum fights all day. I'll download that app. I'll pay $4.99 a month for that.
you know what I really like watching are those they're like convenience store robberies that go wrong.
Yeah,
Where like
those are always good.
those are great.
Those are always good.
Or like road rage incidents. Half of them are in like some Slavic country, you know,
Well,
where they're wearing track suits
yeah, a lot
and
of them used to be in Ukraine, but there aren't roads there anymore. So you might see some tank incidents. Yeah, I love the I saw someone tried to rob a gun store.
Oh, I did see that with the tent, and he fell into
Yes.
a yes,
Of
yes,
all of the places
totally
you're gonna
dumb.
rob, why would you rob
Because
a gun
he's
store?
probably methed up or something.
Well, one could only hope. But yeah, I see. Send that to my phone. Give me like live leak or fucking live webcam views of people getting shot in the face. That would be great. But yeah, I got rid of cable. I'm not. Everybody should get rid of cable. I watch. If I told you the number of hours of YouTube I watched a
Oh,
week,
I watched a lot of
it
YouTube.
would blow your balls off.
Hey, I identify as a woman.
Sorry.
I told you already.
Sorry.
I have a vagina.
It would blow your labia clean open. Just. I think the last time I looked, it was like 140 hours or something. It was literally
I
12 hours a day is YouTube.
I like watching if I'm doing laundry or doing something around the house, I like putting YouTube on in the background, listen to a podcast or listen to a documentary, something that I don't have to actually watch. I could
Sure.
just listen to it. At night when I can't sleep, watching YouTube to go to sleep. There's a lot of great stuff on YouTube. There's a lot of garbage on YouTube too, though. You have to know, where to go for the good stuff,
Oh yeah, I've curated over the past I don't know, 10, 12 years. Like I'm subscribed to so many channels. Every day I have hours worth of I watch a lot of like crazy history and I watch a lot of cooking shows and stuff, and podcasts. But lately, the podcasts have been letting me down. But yeah, even on YouTube, you can't get away from the Elon. Like
No,
even
it's
on YouTube,
literally
everybody's
everywhere.
like,
It's everywhere. That and the Amber Heard Johnny Depp stuff.
yeah,
And Britney Spears, who's pregnant and probably shouldn't be pregnant.
uh, yeah, no, she's crazy.
Yeah, there's definitely something going on.
Yeah,
For sure.
But again, who was she slobbing when she
Well,
was 15?
Once again, she had parents who pimped her out.
Yo,
You
yeah.
know,
The same ones that were, you know, whatever, her conservatorship or
Yeah.
whatever. Like her father's fucking. He was.
he was stealing money. Yeah.
I. Hey man, if she wants to have a kid, let her have a kid. At this point, I mean, I know I make it sound like she's old. She's our age.
I think she's 41. 40, 41?
What?
Yeah, she's.
No way.
I think she's 40. She's
I-
at least 40.
I'm gonna look it up.
She's at least 40, Anthony.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. I felt like she was maybe 39.
No, she's. I think she might even be 41 at this point.
She just turned 40.
In what, December, right? Yeah.
All right. So, yeah, she's a little old to be having kids, but she couldn't have them. I'm sure she would have had more kids a couple years ago if they would have let her. But yeah, she's fucking nuts. But again, when you're pimped out at 15,
Mm-hmm.
you're
Yeah,
sexualized.
earlier than that, she's been working since she was like 7 or 8.
Yeah, but I mean, when she made it big with the oops and the snakes or whatever, you know, wearing a schoolgirl outfit at like 16 for 30-year-old men to jerk
Yeah.
off to.
Hit me, baby,
Yeah.
one more time.
Some 36-year-old at 2 a.m. watching MTV2 just jerking it to fucking. You know, oh, did she do a high kick? Oh, I think I saw. I'll be right in, honey.
Oh, gross.
But yeah, and clearly that was intentional. That's exactly what they wanted to happen.
Of course.
So you do that. You throw a couple $100 million at her. She's touring. She knows nothing of the real world. Doesn't know how money works, or and now she's literally 40 years old, acting like an 18-year-old because she's been stunted for 20 something years.
Yeah.
Even when she was a
It's
coach
sad.
on that X Factor, even
I
years
never
ago,
watched.
like
I
10
never
years
watched
ago,
it.
and I would watch it and I'd be like, those are some dead fucking eyes.
Yeah, she was probably pumped full of medication.
Those like Valium and what? Those are some dead fucking eyes. But yeah,
I don't understand how people were paying hundreds of dollars to see her in Vegas. How she doesn't even sing live. So it's like you're paying $300 for someone to dance around and lip sync. What?
nobody sings live. Not anymore. Nobody sings live.
There are people who sing live.
I think
Maybe these dancing pop stars might not.
I think it's a general rule of thumb now and I could be wrong. I think it's a general rule where you have the backup vocals recorded, like during rehearsal or whatever, and you're singing live for some parts, and then some parts they're shutting your mic off, and especially like you said for the uppity dancey people.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't understand how she was selling any tickets in Vegas. I don't know. I'm like, who's going to see her?
Who goes to see
Kids?
Celine Dion?
Old people?
Right. And you know who goes to see Britney? Us. Our generation. Once you get to a certain age where in general that age group has a little bit of disposable income, yeah, you'll go I would go spend $500 to see Elton John.
We just spent $300 a piece for Roger Waters in July. I would spend that kind of money on Roger Waters. I wouldn't spend that money on some pop star who's not even singing live. Like,
Well,
I understand there are, shit. I would have seen Phil Collins before he.
melted.
Well, yeah, poor old man.
I know.
I wish I would have seen him live, but his tickets were always so fucking expensive that I never did. But oh my god, he looked like a little old man walking on stage with a cane, and
Yeah, he couldn't even
he's like deaf in one ear.
he can't even stand. I think he did his last tour sitting down.
Yeah, he did the entire time. Yeah, and he's done. He had his last show, and
Never say never.
they always come back. Like Rolling Stone, they've retired how many times?
Wipe off that grin. Know where you've been. Some
Here it comes. You ready?
I'm ready.
I remember, don't worry. How could I ever forget
This is probably gonna get copy stricken. I don't care.
the last
It's worth it.
time we ever met?
All right, we're gonna
Know the reason. Doesn't show.
My soul is ready.
Stranger to you and me.
So anyway,
You dick.
talk about edging. The ultimate edge. How many people
I have
are going to
blue
listen
balls.
to this and they're going to be like, "Oh, okay, this is the best part of the podcast." All right, hold on.
That is an epic drum fill, though, isn't it?
It's I could do that drum fill.
Oh yeah, it's not. It's Rick Beato.
One of my least favorite musical YouTubers. Least favorite.
I don't mind him. But I watched his video about that song, and yeah, even he could play it, and he's not. He can drum, but he's not technically a drummer. It's just the sound. It might not be. Sometimes in music, you know this. Sometimes
Sure.
the simplest stuff is the best, right?
So, I could be wrong. I feel like I watched like a mini doc on this drum fill and the sound and what they had to do to get it to sound so full. I don't know.
Is it
if
like
had something to
doubling the?
It was like maybe it was double track reverb something. I don't know, but yeah, you're right. Sometimes things just hit right, right? They hit that sweet spot, that you're looking for. There's a couple of those. Like what? Let me think. What's another example?
Like Bohemian Rhapsody.
I don't know.
You know, the headbanging part.
Yeah, I guess. Maybe some Metallica has some of that, like just the riffs, just fill that. Oh, guitar solo, beat it. That does it for me.
You know what's funny? I was gonna say, even though Michael Jackson's a total fucking weirdo,
Yeah, but
some of his
it's
stuff,
worth it. Worth it.
some some of his
Worth
stuff.
it.
And now when you listen back to some of these songs, don't they all have like a different meaning
No.
now to you?
Nope.
They do to me.
Nope. If it took a couple of kids getting diddled,
Pretty young thing? I don't know. What is he talking about? What is he talking
a
about?
little boy penis. That's what he's talking about.
Yeah.
And I'm here for it. I mean, I'm not here to participate in it,
I was going to
but
say.
I'm here for the music. If that's if that's what it, okay, this is hot take. If that's what it had to take for that genius to come out, I'm going to say what people are thinking.
Oh my God.
You mean if you could go back in time and erase all of the diddling, but lose Smooth Criminal? Sorry, I can't do it.
Oh,
If it was just one,
Let me ask you this. So, are you trying to say he couldn't be a musical genius if he didn't diddle kids?
yes,
You think did he unlock some kind of satanic
yeah,
what is it in a game when you unlock something?
achieve a level achieved,
Like a level
Yeah.
achieved?
Yeah, I think it's a procession of events that had to go the way they did in order for us to get Michael. So if Joe Jackson
Didn't beat the shit out of him,
literally put him in a corner with rats, then he wouldn't have been a musical artist, and then he wouldn't abuse children. I think it all is one thing. If you lose any one of those, well, the abuse especially, none of it would happen.
I don't think his music is worth kids getting diddled.
How
over.
many kids?
None.
No, but I know, but how many kids
Who knows how many?
allegedly?
Oh, there was dozens at least.
Allegedly.
Oh, some were paid off, some were, lost their court cases. I don't know. I think he's a weirdo. There are people who think that he's completely innocent and it's all a lie.
I think there's a happy
Here's
medium.
the thing. What grown fucking man hangs out with little boys and has them sleep in his bed? That's fucking weird. If you picture Nicholas or Ian, they're 7 years old and they meet The Rock or some shit, whatever these kids like these days, John Cena or something, and he's like, can they come for a sleepover? Would you be like, yeah, totally?
Yeah, absolutely.
You're so full of shit.
Absolutely. Do I get WrestleMania tickets? Because if I get WrestleMania tickets, I'm sitting the kids down. I'm going, boys, John Cena's going to want to wrestle. And then, but then we get ringside at WrestleMania. You know all the sacrificing Daddy's done? And then I'll sue and I'll get, 150 million. And how much is therapy? I mean, a couple $100,000. I think it's worth it. But in all seriousness, no, I wouldn't. I don't want anybody to listen to this and think
like,
I'm a
you're
fucking
fucking
psycho.
nuts.
No, I'm okay with other people's kids getting diddled. Yeah, I'm totally down with that. If I don't know them, well, fuck them. I don't care. I'll be listening to Beat It and Billie Jean.
Beat It? I mean, come on.
Well, that's
Billie Jean? Come on.
wasn't she a tennis player?
I don't know. I'm just saying.
Yeah, he's amazing. He's a musical genius.
He was a fucking weirdo.
But that's fine.
He
So was
was-
Prince.
nuts. Yeah, but you never heard of, kids coming out against Prince.
No. But if you did,
Well, then he's a piece of shit too. I don't care how good his music is.
Purple Rain. Purple Rain. Actually, and I don't resonate as much with Prince as Michael, but like I was saying earlier, if Michael had like 2 or 3 hits, not like a whole fucking album of number 1 hits, if it was like 1 or 2, yeah, you're right. No diddling. Put him away. But the man was a fucking gold record machine, and I don't know if I could live life without
I think you'd make it.
bad.
I think you'd make it.
But bad though.
No, don't sell
So
yourself short.
So good.
I think you could. I think you could have managed.
Then we would have been stuck with Janet. Ugh. But then again, no Joe Jackson, no Jacksons at all.
No Jackson 5.
But then we wouldn't have LaToya. See the balance. Balance.
Yin and yang.
Yep. Man, what a fucking goblin she turned into.
They all did. I mean, even they all got like fucked up weird nose jobs and bleaching their skin and what? Because come on, LaToya, have you seen her?
She looks like a troll.
She's like,
She lives under the bridge at Neverland. Like, yeah, she's a Michael Jackson caricature.
for sure. What a fucked up family.
Yeah, you talk about fucked up families.
That's
up there.
That is up there. That is up there.
And Joe Jackson, like, till his dying, I think he's dead.
He's dead.
Yeah, he has to be. Up to his dying day was...
An asshole?
Yeah, but, like, wanted father of the century. Yeah, it was, No. I mean,
Oh.
it's about 2 minutes down the road. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Michael Jackson. Did I tell you the youngest boy, was like super into Michael for like 3 months?
Yeah, there's a little bit. Yeah, I can picture that.
Like, he would practice moonwalking.
Oh, I would even practice moon.
He could moonwalk. I don't know if he still can now that he's...
Remember you got into
A
your little
giant?
dancing phase when you were younger?
Yeah, I'm a phenomenal dancer. And I owe all of it to Michael Jackson.
Remember you won that you won Pour One Out for your homie? Wasn't it like a carnival we were at?
I wanted
Dance
Dance-off.
contest? Yeah. That was funny.
and I was
Funny.
7 years younger.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'll never forget that. That's one of those moments, and I don't have a lot of them, but that's one of those moments that was like a highlight of that phase of my life. Being like 7 at a fucking carnival. And I may have danced to Michael. I don't know what we danced to.
I don't remember.
I don't remember that, but it might have been. And all those years dancing in the living room paid off in that moment.
I remember dancing in the...
Yeah. I would dance to Michael Jackson. And sometimes like the Beatles or something, but predominantly Michael Jackson.
Remember that sweet 6-disc CD player Graham and Papa had?
Yeah. Yeah. Back when
That was like some hot shit.
that might have been one of the first.
It was, because I remember it was
Multi-disc.
expensive.
Of
I
course.
remember them talking about how expensive it was.
It was hundreds of dollars.
Oh, yeah.
Which back then was thousands, probably.
Yeah, it was a lot of money,
Yeah.
but it was sweet.
Yeah. It was like one of the first multi-disc changers.
Mhm.
And it had like an LCD panel and everything.
Mhm.
Yeah, I remember. Those were good. Sometimes, sometimes I think back to those times, and as I get older, I starting to forget what things look like. You know, like I don't I don't remember the layout of that house, but I remember the ugly red carpet.
Yes.
I don't remember like how big the staircase was, but I remember the brown velour couches.
Yeah.
Shit like that. Um yeah, it's just a sign of us
I
getting
remember
old.
I remember that house perfectly.
Yeah, but you were older.
Only a couple of years. I'm only 2 years older than
Yeah,
you.
I know, but I think there's a big difference between 10 or 11 and 8 and 9. Yeah, I think I remember bits and pieces. You know what I do remember? I remember the basement.
Remember the laundry chute?
Yeah, that second floor.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember it. Can't remember the layout. I remember a traumatizing experience when I opened the bathroom door and it went over my big toe.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah. I remember making a couch slide and going headfirst into 20-year-old bed couch machinery and cutting up my finger. I remember that.
Knocking mom's tooth out.
That was her fault. I didn't knock her tooth out. She knocked her tooth out with my toy. Yeah, that's okay. I'll never forget it. It's actually one of my most cherished memories. But the point it's called hide and seek, not
Yes.
hide and scare. Right? So you hide and scare, you face the consequences. If you get a fucking Cookie Monster trumpet thrown at your mouth, then don't scare me.
How old were I can't remember how old we were.
Oh my god. I don't know. Maybe I might have been
You might have been
5.
You might have been like 4 or 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I was in
I don't think you were in school.
I don't know. I don't think I was. But again, you guys knew you were caught. It was one of those things where I'm gonna find you.
It wasn't my idea.
I didn't say you were the mastermind. Do you still have your tooth?
Yeah.
Then
All of them.
Then guess what? You weren't the scarer. Blah! Wham! Yeah, that's what you get. I loved it. I wish I still had that trumpet.
I'll never forget. And then she put it in milk. And
Well,
we
that's
had
what
to
you're
go to
supposed
the
to do.
yeah, and then we had to drive to the dentist.
Tom had to meet us at the dentist.
I don't think it was Tom.
Yes,
was it Tom?
Fucking mullet boy? Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. He had to meet her there after or leave work or something.
See, dude, you have
Selective memory.
you have selective like good memory because I remember stuff, but not like you. Like
That's because it's usually traumatizing. But
you remember more of the details of stories. Like I'll remember the general, narrative, the general story, but like all of the pertinent details that I don't remember.
Yeah, absolutely. I on purpose. Well, not on purpose, but usually stories like that involve me are traumatic. Whether it's like good or bad, like hitting her in the mouth wasn't necessarily traumatic for me. It wasn't. But it was as a whole a traumatic experience. Yeah, I remember that. I actually just had a conversation with the girlfriend about how looking back I realized how much of our childhood was sitting in the back of the pizza place playing with dough. Like, could you imagine?
I remember that alley was gross.
Yeah, of course it was. It was a pizza place alley. But I think, like, and God bless them, our parents for that, just that part. But, working double jobs and everything, didn't have money for babysitters and stuff. So they had to do what they had to do and plop us.
Well, yeah, there was no iPads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's my point. Could you imagine if, like, you and your husband worked and you had to bring the kids with and just you drop them in an alley and go, figure it out? Be no way. You'd come back, they'd have already cannibalized each other. We didn't know when you were going to be done with work. We were so bored. Yeah, I would play with dough.
I hate that word bored. When they say they're bored,
Yeah.
and I look around at the thousands of dollars worth of shit that they have in my house,
Uh-huh.
not to mention their brand new bikes and scooters in the garage, I'm like, dude,
Yeah, I don't like that word either. But again, it's because of all of that, it's sensory overload. It's like when it's like a menu at a restaurant. When there's too many options.
it's like Cheesecake Factory.
Yep, you can never decide what to eat.
15-page fucking menu.
Do I
It's
want
insane.
the penne? Do I want the penne pasta? Do I want the fish tacos? Do I want
Yeah.
takes an hour same thing. You give them too much and they can't choose. So we should throw it all away.
So what you're saying is
Yeah. That is
throw
what
it
I'm
all
saying.
away and give them some pizza dough.
Yeah. That's what we did. I would eat it. How disgusting is that?
Yeah.
I would eat anything back then, but yeah. Sitting on those ugly white rocks. The
Yeah, the
ones-
gravel. It was like
No. It was the white shimmery rocks.
yeah, that was mixed in with some of the gravel. Yeah.
Yeah. And there was a patio table. There was somewhere to sit. And we got to eat pizza.
Mm-hmm.
But hours. We would come home from school, go to the pizza place, and sit there for hours.
I remember there always being puddles. It didn't matter if it was 90 degrees and scorching hot outside. There was always puddles back there.
Well, that
like
was-
something had to have been draining out
Yeah,
there,
that was the
illegally
garbage.
or something.
The garbage runoff. That's what
There
that
had
was.
to have been something
Hey, sis.
not right.
Let's go splash in the garbage runoff. Okay, bring your dough. I will. I will bring my dough.
That's why I like having the camper, because it forces them to be outside, and it forces them to play together and not in separate rooms,
But it's still glamping.
Well, I'm not in a tent. Yeah.
But that's
Yeah,
what
yeah,
you
yeah,
need
yeah.
to do. You need to get a fucking tarp.
Oh, rough it. You want like
rough it.
totally rough it. Like
And you know what you do? You drop them off with just like a backpack of supplies and you drive away.
oh yeah.
That's
yeah,
what you
that
do.
would probably never.
But that's what we need to do so that we can prepare for the apocalypse.
Of course. We're you know, I'm getting prepared.
I know. I am beginning the process of preparing.
What do you how many years do you think we got before this shit really gets serious? I say no more than 5.
Well, I think all it's going to take is I do think there has to be a catalyst, like something major has to happen. And I think once that happens, we got 2 weeks.
Oh, well, I mean in any natural disaster they say, you cut off people's ability to get food and clean water and
Which is starting.
yeah, you don't even have to. By 2 weeks it's utter total chaos.
Well, yeah, people were stabbing each other for toilet paper a year and a half ago.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't take very long once.
Shit, they didn't
That-
like some people, they don't like something someone says, they were burning down grocery stores.
Right.
So, yeah, people are fucking fucked up and nuts.
So I think if I had to put a time frame, yeah, maybe 5 years, maybe. Something's
brewing. Something's
Yeah,
brewing.
absolutely.
For sure.
And they're planting the seeds of it
Yep.
with, oh, it's a container shortage. Then it's a fuel shortage.
Mm-hmm.
Then it's a food shortage.
Mm-hmm.
Then it's, mixed a dash of inflation. And now and then I have to go. But I bought grape juice today. $5.79.
Yeah, it's totally fucking insane.
And I know we still have the same amount of grapes. Like, we didn't lose grape crops. So it's a bit of it is gouging. A bit of it is quote unquote shortages.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to get to a point where grape juice is $10 and gas is $8.50 a gallon, and then the burning starts.
Yeah. Oh, it's gonna come.
And I
Yep.
can't wait.
Part of me is like, bring it fucking on. Bring it on. Because you know what? This shit is going to have to. You're never going to see the world get any better until it completely falls apart.
Well, I think it's time we wrap it up. We don't have a name for this yet. I mean, I've got a few things in my head, but so yeah. This is Tony,
And Tina.
and next time on the pod, I'm gonna be drunk because I just started drinking, and then we're gonna record another one, and we're gonna talk the apocalypse, the impending apocalypse,
It will happen.
and how I'm gonna be the first one to go. All right, catch you
Peace.
next time.
Peace out.